welcome to the Cozy Meadow Knits podcast. This is episode 25. My name is Sophie, and I am coming to you from the east coast of New Brunswick, Canada, where I live with my husband and our two kids. We have a daughter who is 14 and our son is 12. And I am a knitter. I'm an obsessed knitter, and this is my knitting podcast where I share all of my recent makes, my current whips, and all of the dream knitting, which is everything because I just want to make all the things. If that interests you, welcome. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. That makes me so happy, and I'm really happy to be here with you. Knitting. It's been a few weeks since I've last recorded, and lots have happened since then. I guess I'll start with what I am wearing, and before I say that, I would like to say that anything that I talk about, yarns, yarn dyers, shops, anything, I will link everything down below from the projects that I talk about and where you can find me, which is on Ravelry as Cozy Meadow Knits and on YouTube as Cozy Meadow Knits, of course, you're here, and Instagram as Cozy Meadow Knits. Everything will be linked down below. Okay, so now I'm ready to get started. My first finished object that I would like to talk about is my reed sweater. It is done. I've worn it already like 3 or 4 times. I'm so excited. I love it so much. So this is a pattern. It is called the reed sweater, and it is a pattern by Johanna, and the pattern is available on Ravelry as well as in her book of Strands of Joy, which has tons of beautiful, beautiful patterns in there. And that's where I got the pattern, is in her book. So I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up and show you. And I'm gonna turn around and hopefully not make too much noise with my chair. I just wanted to show you the fit. I can't even express the words of how much I love this sweater. It is a yoke sweater. You start from the top down. You start from the neck. You do some ribbing in 2 colors, and then you go down and do some color work in the yoke, and then you finish off, split for the sleeves, and then knit stockinette in the round. And the pattern, it has these little polka dots, and some have omitted the polka dots, which is almost what I did, but in the end I am so happy because I love it so much. And I'm just going to turn around, and yeah, so I am absolutely delighted. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Seriously, anyway, I don't know what else to say. I've talked about this numerous times. I'm going to mention the yarns that I used. Where's my little book? Where's my book? Okay, you know when you get all ready and, okay, yeah, it's here. And you think you have everything. I just have so much stuff on the chair to show it was buried underneath everything. Okay, so the 2 grays, I have a dark gray here, and the lighter gray is from BioBalance. I have the ball band here. It is by BioBalance, BC Garn, and the colors are numbers. Everything is linked in my project page, which is down below. So those are the 2 colors, the 2 gray colors, and the purplish mauve color is from Revolution Yarns, which I adore the colors together. It just worked out perfectly. So with this pattern, I'll mention one thing. This is a happy accident. I was supposed to cast on, if you see, this is the dark gray color. I was supposed to cast on with the purple, and I didn't even notice it. I cast on, I did the ribbing, and then I noticed in the pattern when he was talking about the colors, I'm like, oh my goodness, I already made a mistake, but I love it because I think the dark on my skin tone, next to my skin tone, looks better. I love it. I would do it like this again if I had to. So that's one of the modifications. Everything else, I followed the pattern. There is about 6 rows right here where you are managing 3 colors at a time. It's not hard, it's slower because the yarn was getting tangled. That's the only drawback, and it's totally worth the effort. It wasn't hard, again, it was just managing the colors and not getting in a tangled mess, which I did, but powered through it, and then it's back down to 2 colors. And yeah, so the polka dots, I just carried the yarn. I would do the rows with the polka dots. I would do the row, knit the row, and then I would just put down the dark gray, knit, and just leave it like that, and then knit a couple of rows, however many rows of gray in between. And then when I had to do it again, I just picked up the dark gray. I did not cut it at any time, and it worked out great. I don't know if I can flash you my floats because I am wearing it, but let's see. Okay, I think this is decent. Okay, so this is what I mean. Like, I would just knit, and then carry the floats, and then drop the dark yarn, and then pick it back up on the next row where I needed it. The other modifications I did is just that I knit the sleeve however long I needed it to be, as well as the body. I knit it down to my preference of length. I kept trying it on to see. This yarn that I've used is a mix of cotton and wool, and it's really lovely. It's light and it's not too heavy. It's not too warm, so I'm never too hot or never too cold. You know, I don't know. It's magical. I love it. And this is my reed sweater. I've already worn it tons, and I'm gonna be wearing it all the time. Okay, so yes, highly recommend this pattern. And yeah, that's it for that one. Let's move on to my second finished object, which is right here in the back. This one I absolutely love. These are 2 projects that have been on the needles for quite some time. And not because I didn't like knitting on them, it's just I had other things that needed more attention than these, but I am so happy to have both. This is my winter rose shawl, and I absolutely adore it. It is a shawl, I've shown this again many times. It's a shawl by Marie-Elise Dugal, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's just amazing. And the yarn that I used for this is by the Lab Fibers. She is a Canadian yarn dyer, and she had some kits. She had some kits for this shawl, and I actually went in and saw that this color, this most perfect fall-ish color, was called Cozy, and I needed it in my life. And it's absolutely exactly how I wanted it to be. This is a lovely stitch. It looks like fallen leaves almost. Perfect. And then you go into some stockinette and some garter, and then these fun little eyelets type detail, and then you go and you continue on until the end. Let me try to be able to show you a little bit. So this is the edge. You can't really see, it's rolling, but there's a nice little lace detail on the edge. I'm going to put it on and show you, but I will then have to take it off because I'm quite warm right now. I just finished making supper for tonight, and I made a big ham. Oh, I can't wait to eat it. It's gonna be so good, and the stove has been on, so the house is really hot. Yeah, so I love it. I love it so, so much. It is a project that takes 2 skeins of yarn. I ran out of yarn. Not because of the pattern. I think I wouldn't have run out of yarn. I was off count. So somewhere, and I don't know where, I've done too many repeats, like an extra repeat of something, because by the time I got to here, to the last section here, I knew I was running really, really low on this nut brown hair color. And yeah, so I counted how many stitches I had, and I had way more than was mentioned in the pattern. So totally my fault. I still love it. This was there's missing a few repeats, I think, of this, and then this would have been a little bit longer as well. I had to cut it back a little bit on the repeats, but I still absolutely love it. I think this is why it's not long enough. That's why it's rolling a little bit, but it's just so, so pretty. It doesn't bother me at all. How I managed to even squeeze this out, I would knit a row with this color, and I would measure. I would weigh my yarn to see how much yarn a row would take, and I literally had like this much left at the end, and I'm like, okay, that's it, I need to bind off, and it worked out still perfectly. I absolutely love it. Highly recommend the pattern. It takes a bit. You need to concentrate, but it's not overly hard. Yeah, so that is my Winter Rose shawl. I absolutely love it. There you go. So good. Okay. So that's my second finished object. I have 2 more finished objects, and I'm just gonna go get up because the bathroom fan just turned on by itself, which is normal. We don't have a ghost in here. And I'm gonna go turn it off because it's annoying me. 1 minute, please. Silence. Okay. I'm gonna go into this finished object. I absolutely adored working on these mittens. They are so adorable. These are the Coastal Drift Mittens by Meadow, who is actually my local yarn shop owner. And this is a pattern that she designed, and I had one finished on my last episode, and now I have both. They are adorable, and they have my hair all over it. Anyway, but I absolutely love these. They were actually a really quick knit. They knit up so fast. Now, let's backtrack. The yarn that I used for these is, it's by Sunless Garn, and it is a strand of Sunday, which is a fingering weight yarn, and it is 100% merino, non-superwash. And then I held it together with a strand of tin silk mohair by Sendness Garn as well. The colors are numbers and all in my project page. And yeah, so you start with the ribbing, and it has kind of like this little rolled edge, and then you do some 1x1 ribbing, and then you go into the body of the mitten. And this is actually super fun to do. Manon has a video tutorial on how to do it. And hi, my daughter just walked in. Yeah, so yes, she has a video tutorial on how to do this stitch, and I don't know. I don't want to say too much about it. It is very easy to do. Once you've done it, you're good. And it's not hard, and it knits up very fast. What else can I say? It is on Ravelry now, and it is available for purchase. And it was released at the PEI Fiber Festival, and now is available on Ravelry for all. And I highly recommend this knit. These, so for this pair, I only had one ball of the tin silk mohair, and one ball of the Sunday, and I got leftovers. I don't have enough for a full pair of mittens, but for an adult size pair, but you would have enough for a child size. So it's super cute. They are light. They are not minus 40 degrees Celsius cold weather, but perfect for fall and spring and hockey arenas, which I'll be definitely wearing them there. Yeah, so highly recommend. Congratulations, Manon, on a beautiful first pattern. It's not her first pattern actually. She has another pattern. It's a hat, and that one's free, I think, on Ravelry. So I will have her link down below, and you can all check that out. That is my pair of mittens, and my last finished object are socks. I cast on and finished a pair of socks, and these are so cute. They're just vanilla socks. These are going to be a gift for someone, I'm not gonna say, but they don't watch the show, the podcast, but still, I'm not gonna say, just in case. Yeah, so these socks are adorable. They definitely have a Harry Potter vibe. I absolutely loved working with this yarn. This is a self-striping yarn, and it's by Biscotti Yarns, and it's actually a skein. I didn't buy it. I actually got it from Heather Johnston, who is the Wheelhouse Knits, and she has a podcast as well. Anyway, last year we met up, not last summer, summer before, we met up in Sussex, just a knitting group, and everybody had brought some yarn, and if they wanted to swap or, and she had this skein of yarn, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to get it, but I didn't dare. That was the first time I met her, and super nice, and highly recommend her podcast. Anyway, she was leaving when we got up to leave. She was leaving, and she's like, does anyone want this? And I'm like, yes, I do. Can I please have it? So anyway, so this is how I got my hands on Biscotti yarn, and it's actually really nice yarn to work with. Seriously, I love the feel of it. I will link them below. I know that they are a Canadian yarn dyer as well. So just to, I didn't follow much of a recipe. I did 1x1 ribbing for the cuff. I did 10 rounds, and then I did 30 rounds of stockinette, and so in the self-striping, and then I did the heel, a heel flap and gusset slip stitch, and then I knitted on the sock. This is the length. I did 81 rounds for the foot, and then I did a rounded toe, which is the rounded toe recipe from Nancy Wheeler, who is Knit Sip Happy, and she has a podcast as well, highly recommend. And this is from one of her patterns. I've knitted many of her socks, and she has a rounded toe in there, and she has beautiful, beautiful sock patterns. Check her out. She's amazing. She's so nice. And yeah, so these are my Harry Potter first gift knit. Yay! I did one gift. Pair of socks. Oh, and this is hand-dyed yarn as well, and it's a Canadian hand dyer as well. It is from Sassy Strings Studio, and I will have her link below as well. So, vanilla sock. Yay! Gift knit. Okay, let me check in my lovely book. This is a lovely book. This is from a viewer. Her name is Gabrielle. Hi, Gabrielle. It's a long story, but it's a funny story. She watches a podcast, and when she first saw me, she was like, "Oh my goodness, this girl has the accent of where she's from." And so she reached out, and yeah, she's from my hometown. She's a few years older than me. She's from my hometown. My mom taught her in Girl Guides. She has a brother who's the same age as my sister, who went to school together, had same classes, and now they are actually working at the same school. What? It is such a small world sometimes. And Gabrielle is not in New Brunswick. She's in Quebec, actually. And anyway, whatever. There's all these like different connections, and it's hilarious when we put everything together. So I met up with her in the summer, and we met up and we went shopping at my local yarn shop, and she gifted me some yarn, and she gifted me this beautiful little book, and she's like, "Now you'll have a little book for notes." Anyways, I've thanked her before, but thank you so much again, Gabrielle. So sweet. Okay, so back to notes. Sorry, I always go in story time mode sometimes. Okay, coastal drift, vanilla socks. Okay, yeah. So I'm ready to go on my works in progress. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 works in progress. First one is in this lovely, lovely bag. Isn't it beautiful? It is by, I just want to make sure, it's Blueberry Fields, but yes, Blueberry Fields. She does not have a shop, but she does make bags to sell, and she sells through Instagram. And so I will have her Instagram account underneath. Check her out. She is so kind, and she makes the most beautiful bags. This is the first one that I got from her. Probably won't be my last, because I love bags. And she makes some really nice large bags. This is a large bag where I can store my sweater quantities. And she posted this print, and she said that she was going to make bags. I immediately sent her a message. I said, "You have to keep one for me," and it has everything I love. It has fall leaves, yarn, coffee, whatever, pumpkins, candles. Anyway, it was just so cute. So wonderful, wonderful drawstring bag, like so. Anyway, highly recommend. Go check her out on Instagram. So if you watched my last episode, there was this sweater that I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I kept on going on it. So this is the Lady Violet sweater by, oh my goodness, that I didn't, oh, I think I have it here somewhere. I'm not sure. I will have her name linked down below. Yeah, so the Lady Violet sweater. I love it. I absolutely love it. So on my last episode, I'm not sure if I had separated yet for the sleeves. I think that's where I was at. And I wasn't sure if I was going to continue on it because of this beautiful, beautiful lace detail in the raglan increases. I just absolutely loved it, but I'm not gonna lie, it does get a little bit lost in this beautiful, beautiful color because it's variegated yarn. I already knew that going from the start, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I still love it, and I wasn't sure if I wasn't going to continue, and I did, and it is absolutely delicious. I absolutely love it, and it fits great. I did not finish. I finished the body, and I've done the ribbing for the bottom, so that's all bound off, and I started both sleeves, and now I'm at the ribbing part. I am satisfied with where it is ending, so I'm going to do the ribbing part, and then I'm going to pick up again for this one and then do the ribbing and finish it off. It will be done by next episode, and I will be wearing it because it's my witchy fall sweater. And I can talk about the yarn a little bit. This is the yarn that I used is by Sweet Skein of Mine. Maybe I can show you the ball. I have it here. So it's by Sweet Skein of Mine, and I purchased this in the spring at a fiber festival in Florenceville called the Fiddlehead Fiber Festival, and this is what I got from there. It is called Poison. It is, I don't know if it's a 75, I think it's an 80-20 combination, I think. Yeah, so I am holding this with a strand of mohair. This is mohair by Drops, and yeah, it's just black mohair. I already knew this was going to be the combination. So for the sweater, I can say that the sweater is knitted at the same gauge as, pretty sure on that, as the Love Note. So I used a 6.5 millimeter to be on gauge because I am a tight knitter. So it knits up very, very fast, and yeah, there are modifications. Two modifications is the neckline is supposed to be a 2x2 rib. I did a 1x1 twisted rib, and I cast it on a little bit less than what the pattern said. When I first cast on, I followed the directions exactly, and I found that the neckline was a little bit too loose for me. So what I did is I went down to a 1x1 rib, and I cast on the same number of stitches as my Wilfreda sweater, which I finished last episode and showed. So I knew I liked the neckline, so I did those. I cast on the stitches the same as that pattern, and then I just increased to whatever stitch count I needed to be on here to continue on. And that's it. So that's what I did. Again, I used the 1x1 rib on the hem of the sweater. I can hear my husband whispering. Sorry if you hear stuff. I'm not gonna stop. People live in this house and they can roam around as they want to. Yeah, so those are the only modifications. It's just the rib. Instead of a 2x2, I'm doing 1x1. And yeah, that's about it. I can't wait to finish it and be able to wear it. Probably by the end of the week. I'll have it done and washed and blocked. So that is my first whip. Second whip is, what is it? Oh, it's the field sweater. Yes. And I don't have much to show on this one, but I finished the neck ribbing. So this is all I have to show. This is going to be the field sweater by Camilla Vad. I can pop in a picture right here of it. It's a sweater that I purchased the pattern right as soon as it was released, and I am using this beautiful yarn. It's so beautiful. This is, look at this. Actually, I have a skein of it right here. Oops. I am using Twisted Willow yarn. This is Twisted Willow yarn, and it's hand-dyed by Kate, who is in St. John, New Brunswick. I will have her down below. This is Cobblestone DK. It is a 75 BFL and 25% brown masham. It's non-superwash, and it has 260 yards per 100 grams, and it is the color Venus, and it has this beautiful, beautiful heather with some gray in there a little bit. It's just a really, really lovely color. And I cast on the field. It's all Nancy's fault. Nancy Wheeler, she posted on Instagram that she started the field sweater, and I immediately had to cast on as well. But that's all I did. I cast on, did the ribbing, and then I had to put it aside because I had other stuff that I needed to finish. So I'm going to be able to pick this right back up as soon as I finish my Lady Violet. And I have these beautiful little stitch stoppers. They're cute. These are so handy. I want so many. I want them all. They're super handy. They have a little hole and they just pop right on the tips of your needle, and they keep your stitches safe from sliding off. So I purchased this at the PEI Fiber Festival from Red Island Fiber, and I will link her down below. Anyways, I have acquisitions that will be at the end of the podcast. I went to a fiber festival. It was last week. It was in Prince Edward Island. It was their very first fiber festival. It was amazing. It was fun, and I'll talk about it after. But yeah, so much love for everyone. It was so much fun. Okay, I'll talk about that later. Yeah, so the field sweater coming along. Hopefully I have a little bit more done by next podcast. The last work in progress is my, I don't know what the name of this is. Okay, so this is the Miriam Ruana by Vanessa Coscarelli. I think I'm saying that right. I'll have it down below. Okay, so this, I'll show you. I'll put in a picture of what it's supposed to be. This is for my workplace. It is something that I saw on Instagram pop up when the pattern came out, And when I saw it, I was like, yes, absolutely. It is something that you have two flaps coming forward on you, and then you have your whole back is covered. It's kind of like a blanket with like little, not sleeves, just flaps. And it keeps you warm. So I'm always cold at work, and I have actually a blanket at work. I have some shawls, but when I saw this, and I thought it was really clever, so I thought I would knit it. And this is what I have knit so far. And it is a pattern. It's very well written. It's pretty simple. Yeah, it's got some garter. You start with some garter stitches, and then you go into some stockinette and some lace. And then this is one of the first flaps. So basically, I'll have a flap going down here. I don't know if I can show you that well, but this will be here, and then I'll have another one, and then I'll have my whole back covered with a bigger piece. So I'm excited. This is going to take a while. I bought yarn. I bought 2 kits. I want to make one for myself and one for, pretty sure she doesn't watch. I'm positive she doesn't watch. For my coworker, whom I love very much, and we keep each other sane at work. She's my coffee buddy, and we send each other like stupid gifts all the time, and just jokes. And anyway, so when this pattern came out, it was with Lion Brand. It was partnered up with Lion Brand. And this is the yarn that her sample was made out of. I have it here in a ball. So it's called Basic Stitch, and this is Lion Brand yarn, and it is anti-pilling. I have no idea if this is true. I have never used this yarn before. I've used Lion Brand before, but not specifically this anti-pilling one. I really like the look of the tweed, so I went with this. So I bought a kit with this, and then I bought a kit for myself in gray, which I don't have it here. It's put away, but yeah, so that's what I did. There was a sale on the kits. It is 100% acrylic yarn, I'm pretty sure. 97% acrylic and 3% viscose. So because it's for work, because it's basically a blanket, that's why I went with this. We'll see how it works out, and yeah, it's super soft. The only thing for the tweed, and I don't know if you're like this, but I definitely am, the tweed parts are not super anchored in the yarn. So me being me, all I want to do is yank them out. And some are quite easy to yank out. That would be the only thing. For some, it doesn't bother them. This one will be for my coworker, so I don't think she's like that. And anyways, if she is, there's many little flecks of tweed in there, so she'll never be able to pick them all out. And I find that when you knit it up, it gets kind of like into the fabric more, so it's not bad. It's not bad. The color, the gray color that I bought for myself, is just a solid gray, has no flecks. So that is my last whip, work in progress. Now, I have so much, I'm looking at the time, I have so much more to talk about. I don't know how fast I'm gonna go through it, but okay. First I'm gonna go take a sip of water, and hopefully you are enjoying a beverage, maybe a warm beverage. Mine it had ice and it's dripping everywhere because it's so hot in here. Cheers. Yes, that was very good. Okay, let's talk acquisitions. So I'm going to quickly just flash you my acquisitions from the PEI Fiber Festival. That was last week. I was with my friend Manon from La Violette Yarn Gift & Co., which is my local yarn shop, and she had a booth. I was with her. We worked. The Fiber Festival had classes and a market. So the market was on Friday and Saturday in Prince Edward Island. It was amazing. I have met so many wonderful crafters, knitters. Just, I swear, like, my heart is full. It's so amazing to be in a spot where everyone is just so happy. I had a smile on my face like the whole weekend. I was just high on everything, like on the love, on the excitement, on the beautiful inspiration everywhere, from yarn colors to everyone was wearing knitted stuff, like either sweaters, shawls, cardigans. It was just so amazing, and you could tell everyone was so happy to be there. And I've met so many wonderful people that I've connected through the podcast or even on Instagram that we talked back and forth and never met. I can't name all of them, and I feel bad even naming some because I know some will be, I don't want you to feel left out. My only regret, it's a regret and not. My only regret is I didn't take enough footage, enough pictures. I'll insert the few things that I have from that weekend at the end. I just really lived in the moment. I just lived in the moment. No cameras. We had supper. We were with Nancy Wheeler, Deborah from Yarn Indulgences, Amanda from Sweet Skein of Mine. There was Amanda from Red Island Fibers. I'm naming some names, and I feel bad because I met, see how excited I am? I met Simone, who works at Fleece and Harmony, and she's amazing. Hi, Simone. She was given a class on spinning, which is amazing. And I didn't have time. I couldn't because I was helping out at the marketplace. I couldn't take any classes, but definitely next time I will definitely try to take some classes. And just to say that there is already an announcement for the PEI Fiber Festival for next year, which is, I think it's from the 3rd to the 5th of October. Anyway, I'm already excited for it. Who else was there? Leanne, she's a local knitter from St. John. She came down. I met Rachel. Anyways, there was like so many. Who else did I met? Lucienne, she's the front porch knitter. She has a podcast. I will link her down below. She's delightful. And yeah, we just had so many laughs. We went out to eat with a bunch of people, and great food. Anyway, that's enough. I had so much fun. So, I'm probably leaving out so many other details from that weekend, but I am going to move on because I don't want to bore you guys to tears. Acquisitions. I wasn't going to buy much. Famous last words. I didn't buy as much as there were some people. Some people were like, wow. Like, they bought a whole lot, but I don't blame them. If I had more income, I would have definitely got more. But anyway, I'm still very happy with what I was able to purchase. I got these two wonderful skeins of yarn from Sweet Skein of Mine. Amanda's lovely. She's just, and her colors, you know I love them. So this color is called Skipping Stones. So I bought this, and then at our booth, at the La Violette yarn booth, we also had some handmaiden and some fleece artist yarn, and they had this gorgeous mohair on for like it was inexpensive, really, a really great deal. So I'm going to marry these together, and they're going to become a sweater. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I think I have an idea of what sweater. I found one with an open gauge in Ravelry. More to come. Love it. So that's one. Then I picked up a skein of yarn. Oh, where did it go? From Red Island Fibers. Did it fall? I'm surrounded by yarn. Where'd it go? I can't find it. Stay tuned. Where did it? Oh, it just. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I bought this gorgeous. You know I have my tones, right? This is a gorgeous green, kind of teal, and it's from Red Island Fibers, and it is called 50 Shades of Green. Amanda, right? Love it. I didn't even know that I didn't buy it for the name. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's clever. I love it. So I got this skein and those stitch stoppers, and I'm not sure what I'm going to make with this, but last year at another fiber festival, I had picked up these two skeins from Red Island Fiber. That's upside down. And I didn't do anything with them because I didn't know what to make with them yet, but look at this. Isn't it amazing? I don't know. I think these need to be together, and I have no idea what they're going to be. Maybe a shawl or maybe a colorwork. I think it's going to be in a colorwork sweater something. I don't know. But I love it. Okay, so I bought that. And then Nancy, it's her fault. It's her fault. There was these, Nancy came by their booth. She was with Yarn Indulgences, and they were besides us. And she came with a huge Ziploc bag full of yarn, and she's like, Sophie, they have these bags of yarn for $50. You got to go and check it out. So these are from Belfast. It's Belfast Mini Mills. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was saying that right. They are closing, and they had these amazing deals on these beautiful yarns. So of course I had to go check it out, and I settled on a bag of black yarn. And it is 100% superwash merino. They're 50 gram skeins, so there was 10 50 gram skeins in a bag, so plenty for a sweater. And I am thinking of a V-neck sweater with this. It's fingering weight, so, and it's super soft too. So, and it has a little bit of like type of like a heather in a way. It's more of like a charcoal black. Anyway, I think this is going to be great. So naturally I had to come home with that. What else? 2 more, 3 more. It's all going to be used. Now, this is from the Yarn Therapist, and she had a booth there, and she has self-striping yarn. She had different types of, not kits, like skeins, And this is, I think it's a 30 gram. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. Anyway, all I know is these are going to be socks, and it's called Romantic Goth and Navy. Of course, I had to get it. But I really, really, really enjoy self-striping yarn. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, so I've been doing socks with self-striping yarn lately, and it's so much fun. So I'm kind of hooked now on self-striping. So that was a little bundle for me. These are going to be socks for me. And then Deborah from Yarn Indulgences kindly gave back the skein of yarn that I bought at the Fiber Festival in Florenceville in the spring, and I left it at her booth because I was so excited and I was taking footage, and so I got it back. Thank you, Deborah. It is, so I never got to show this off. That's why I'm showing it now. Oh, it's so good. It's on her Z BFL sock, like so, and it is 80-20, 80% BFL and 20% nylon, and her color, this color is called Old Rose. So good. So that was from then. And then, oh, I love it so much. This. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but it had to come home with me. Deborah was so kind to gift this to me, and I am forever grateful. It is called Library. I don't know if you see. Anyways, it's called Library. How perfect. Oh, I got to take it off. It's just so amazing. Look at these colors. As soon as I saw it and I saw the name of it, it immediately made me think of an old library. And I'm a little bit of I'm not a gamer, but I did play Castlevania, which is so kind of dorky to say. But anyways, it's a video game, and it immediately made me think of this game, and I love it so much. I don't know why, but anyway, I don't know what this is going to be, but it's going to be special. I love it. Okay, I think that's it. That is, oh, one last thing. A bag. I gotta mention this bag. This bag is huge. Look at it. It's so great. It is a canvas bag, and it's by Top Sail. Top Sail Canvas. It's handmade in New Brunswick by the wonderful Sadie. I'll have her link down below. I've been eyeing her bags for quite a while now. She has all different sizes of canvas bags. They are so well made. And this is going to be my traveler kind of like bag. Because right now, like when we do overnights, I only have like what is it? It's like a gym bag. And so it's huge. Oh, it's filled with yarn. And it has these pockets. I'm horrible at showing things. This is going to be such a long episode. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Sadie, it's wonderful. And I purchased this before the show, and because I knew I absolutely wanted one, and I wanted to make sure I got the color that I wanted. So I did get it on the weekend. So it has these pockets. Anyways, you have to check her out. And it has a zipper on this pocket as well. Oh, it's already open, but yeah. Anyway, I love it. And that is all of my purchases. Yeah, that was a lot. I hope you're not bored. You probably are, but anyway. Thank you for sticking with me. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh no, okay. Yeah, I would like to do a gift away for this lovely skein of yarn. It is by Sweet Skein of Mine. I got, this is like my second year of Podiversary, my anniversary of this podcast. It's been 2 years. I can't believe it. I can't believe that people actually watch this madness, this hot mess. But I thank you so, so much for spending time with me. There are thousands and thousands of wonderful podcasts out there, and for you to choose and make time to spend with me means the world to me. So I went in my stash and I found this one. I absolutely love it, and it's hard to part with, but I think it's very fitting because it is called Acadian Summer Fun, and I'm an Acadian. So it's a little piece of my hometown, and yeah, I think it's special and it's super, super nice. So it has the colors of the Acadian flag, which is this. There's a yellow star, blue, and there's white, and there is some red. That's the Acadian flag. And it has this lovely shade of pink, which is totally Amanda. She is a pink girl and she is lovely. Anyway, so I would like to gift this to a viewer. Just comment down below. I'm trying to think. This is, oh, I'm so not prepared. Comment down below. Any comment, absolutely anything. If you want to say hi, want to tell me where you're knitting from, where you are from, or what you are knitting on, absolutely anything. Just put a comment down below, and I will heart all of the comments on this episode. And I might not reply because I'm not sure if that makes a difference on when I do the comment picker. Anyway, so if you would like to get this, and maybe I'll make some stitch markers if I can. And I would like to gift this away to a lovely viewer just as a thank you so, so much for tuning in. I'm probably forgetting like a gazillion things to say. Life stuff has been so busy, absolutely so busy. Hockey has started. My son is in hockey and we love him very much, and he loves to play hockey, so we support him in his journey. He's in the provincial team. We're very proud of him, and we're gonna go to a game in about a couple of hours to go watch him play. My daughter is playing volleyball, which is amazing as well. She made this cool club team and we were very proud of her too. And she had a tournament last weekend in St. John. So I got home on Saturday night from PEI for 2 days. And then the next morning we had to wake up extra early. I think it was like 5:30 to drive down to St. John. And I went with my sister-in-law because my niece is in the team too. So, and we went to cheer them on at the tournament, and that was really fun. What else? There's tons of more stuff, but it's just, I don't know. Life, work is really busy, and yeah, I've got deadlines, and I don't like that. I'd rather be knitting. So yeah. So that's what's been going on. I'm not going to share a recipe this episode either. I usually share a recipe. They're not my own. It's stuff that I find on Pinterest and I try and they work out great. I can't think of one right now. I haven't been cooking or baking much. And what I have made, I've already shared. So hopefully next time I will have a recipe. What else? There's one last podcast that I completely forgot to mention. It is the Finnish knitting stories. Johanna was so kind to mention me in her podcast as a recommendation, and I got quite a few subscribers in a few weeks, and I didn't really know what was going on. And then Nancy, because she mentioned Nancy as well, and Nikki from Knitting with Cat Hair podcast. We're 3 Canadians, and anyways, she mentioned all of us, and I would like to do the same. She has such a lovely podcast. Her color work is amazing. Yeah, she was so kind to mention. So thank you so much, Yana, for mentioning. Really, my heart is full. Thank you so much. I'm flabbergasted. I can't even imagine she actually watches the podcast. It blows my mind. So yeah, there is another podcast that I forget. Oh my goodness, she mentioned me as well, and that was a little bit ago, and I forgot to write it down. And I watch her too, and I'm totally blanking out on the name of her podcast. Let me go check. I'll be right back. Okay, I found the podcast. The podcast is called My Wonderful Knitting Life, and the host is Margaret, and she has a lovely podcast. She's Canadian as well, and she knits the most impressive and beautiful jackets. Like, they're a work of art. Seriously, you need to check her out as well. I've watched a few episodes of hers, and like, I'm blown away with her knitting. It's just amazing. And her daughter knits too, and sometimes she shows some of her projects as well. You don't see her daughter. I don't know if in her earlier episodes if she's on there, but she does show her projects. So anyway, she is a joy to watch as well, and I wanted to thank Margaret. Thank you so much for mentioning me. Yeah, so I'm probably forgetting like 1,000 things, and but I think I'm gonna cut it there. This is probably already way too long. I apologize. I always want to have it a little bit not as long, but anyway, it is what it is. If you're still here, I guess you still wanted to watch. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are well and safe, and just please be kind and keep knitting, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much. See you guys.